on YouTube right now. And there it is. YouTube is up, making sure that those channels are going right according to schedule, and it is. Welcome back, guys. Justin R. Harris here. Business scenarios and solutions solved every single day. Following the Daily Drucker, you know what we're doing here. There's my alerts letting me know that they're jumping on board. People are watching. That's what I want, right? So you're following these business golden nuggets, if you will, and applying it to your business, your entrepreneurship, your partnership, your corporate entity, whatever it is that you have. You're putting this together and pushing yourself to the next level. That's what the goal is. Or you're just listening to me talk because you have nothing to do right now, so you want to see what it is that I'm going to say next, and maybe you want to just argue my point back and forth, or I don't know, you tell me. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to keep doing it, right? So according to Peter Drucker, with this topic, asking certain questions in regards to how you perform is key. So one of the things that I want to know from you when we ask these questions are, how do you perform best? Do you work best alone? Do you perform better when you're working with others? Do you work well under pressure? These are the questions. Those are the questions. We're going to dive into those and see exactly how you should be asking yourself those and apply it to what it is that you do. So without further delay, I'm going to read this to you verbatim, because once again, this is another one where he digs in and he words it in a way that I really don't want to miss a beat, because then I would be giving it discredit. So there we go. Jumping in, he goes, just as different people have different strengths and weaknesses, they also work and perform in different ways. For example, some people learn by reading, others by listening, right? And then you also have those who learn better by practical application. So he missed that right here, although maybe he doesn't want to cover that. So we're going to say that that's what the third one is. He goes, and few readers can become successful listeners and vice versa. So it really depends on the person, you would agree, right? Learning style is just one of several factors that go into making up a person's work style. There are other questions that must be answered. Do you work best when cooperating with others, or do you achieve results working alone? I asked you that, right? If you work best with others, is it usually a subordinate, peer, or supervisor? Do you need predictable, structured work environment? Do you thrive under pressure? You also have to consider your personal values. Are they comparable or at least compatible with your strengths? If there is any conflict between your values and your strengths, then obviously choose your values, right? Performance that violates your values corrupts, and it will ultimately sap and destroy your strengths. That's a deep thought. These are just some of the questions that you must ask or answer within yourself. What is important is to figure out your unique work style, right, if you will. So he covers the action point here. There's always an action point. Think through your work style by answering the questions that we just mentioned. Think through your values. Do not apply strengths to a position that will destroy your values. Find a position that is compatible with your values, right? So your strengths is one thing, but your values are another. If they're the same, that's great, your strengths and your values. But you want to make sure that your values are compatible with what it is that you do, right? That's really what it is. So doing a recap on that, making sure that when working with others, you identify that working with others is something that is in your favor. That is you at your optimum performance. If you work best alone, then that's key, right? So then you want to identify the fact that if you work alone and you are at your optimum performance, then ask yourself, is that when you're under pressure? Is that best when you have no pressure? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself when moving forward. See you guys.